Alright, how's everybody doing today? Back again with another video for you guys and gals. And today, got a little bit of a discussion based video for you guys and gals. So, I posed this question across the social media networks, and I'm gonna read it for you now, okay? And based on the answers to this questions and to this question or multiple questions, that's what formulated this whole video. All right, so let's read the question and then we're going to talk about it. So I posted, okay, what are some actual features on your device that you consider to be a day-to-day must-have, or some features on your smart devices that you use on a day-to-day basis? And do you think it's worth it, the price that you're actually paying for it? And first off, before we dive into the question, I gotta say thank you to everyone that provided their feedback, all my family, all my friends, all my friends in the social media groups that I'm in that provided all your feedback. Thank y'all so much. I greatly appreciate it. And I got a ton of feedback from all over the place. So that's what prompted me to make this video, okay? And I'm gonna pose the same question to all of my followers and subscribers, okay? What are some features that you use on your smart devices on the day-to-day that you feel are must-haves? And do you think it's worth the price that you're actually paying for it, or that you have paid for it? Okay? And to me, okay, because I can only speak for myself and through my own experiences and give my own opinion. So that's what all of my videos are based on, and that's what this video is going to be based on, my own experiences and my own opinions. But to me, for all the money that I've spent on these smart devices, and this is my whole collection of smart devices on the table, give or take the one that I'm using to record this video, which is the Samsung Galaxy M20, okay? But let me put this back on the table because I was reading the question with this. But this is all of my collection of devices right here, and I've spent a considerable amount of money on these smart devices, whether it be smartphones, tablets, laptops, computers, recording equipment, all that good stuff. I've spent a considerable amount of money on these things. And based on my opinions, I would have to say some of my must-have features in my day-to-day devices are: number one, I need at least a day and a half battery life with heavy usage. Okay, that's one of the reasons why I have yet to get rid of this device right here. This is the E4 Plus. Okay, this bad boy will give me a day and a half battery life, regardless of what I do. Really good battery life on this, so that's a must for me because I do everything from my smart devices. Feature number two is I need really good cameras, okay? I create a lot of content, whether it be YouTube videos or anything of that nature, and I need a reliable, dependable camera to do that. Now, some of my friends and some of my family also mentioned that, well, for what I do, for the content creation that I do, I may want to consider picking up an actual camera. And when I first started my YouTube channel, I did actually pick up an actual camcorder, and that's what I use to record a lot of my YouTube content. But then I realized that it's a lot more easier and convenient to just use the device that I have on hand, and that's where this whole quest began. So feature number two for me is I need a device with a reliable camera. So recap, feature number one is I need at least a day and a half battery life with heavy usage. Feature number two is I need a reliable camera. Okay? Feature number three for me is I need some really reliable modems. And when I talk about reliable modems, I'm talking about that in the sense of two things. Now, what I'm getting ready to talk about is very subjective and location based, but it's something that needs to be reliable, in my opinion, across these smart devices. And I'm talking about the LTE data and Wi Fi modems. I really need reliable data connection because a lot of the time when I'm uploading photos or shooting videos, I tend to upload it and edit it later, or upload it or download it or save it in the cloud, pull it back down later when I come home, edit it, and then put it back up and then publish it to YouTube. Okay? And a large majority of that is done on the go. So, uh, for that to work the way I need it to, I need a reliable network with some really reliable coverage and some really good modems across the devices. Okay? That's one of the main reasons why the S8 here is one of my main content producing devices and video editing devices. Really good modems on this. Okay? So that's feature number 3. I need reliable modems for LTE and data coverage. Okay? Alright. Next thing that I need for my devices is, I would prefer, but it's not limited to, I need a device that's globally unlocked. I'll do GSM unlocked, but I would really prefer a device that's globally unlocked, because that means that I could test out the different carriers for you guys and gals and give y'all full breakdown reviews and recommendations on those carriers. Now, when you have GSM unlocked devices, sure, it's unlocked to an extent, but it severely limits the carriers that you can go to. That's why if you look on this table, a large majority of these devices are globally unlocked or GSM unlocked. So S8 globally unlocked, Moto E4 Plus globally unlocked, Moto G7 globally unlocked, Moto X Pure Edition globally unlocked. All right, but we also have a large majority of devices on the table that are GSM unlocked. So S7 active, S6 active, Note 3 GSM unlocked is there. Okay, so y'all get the idea, right? So that is a really important feature to me, and a device, when I'm considering it, I tend to look for the globally unlocked variant, and if it doesn't have it, then I'll go to the GSM unlocked variant. That's why when I did my review of the V30 here, I recommended that you go with the globally unlocked variant and the Plus edition, so you're getting the max specifications and you get the ability to take it to any carrier you want. So that's feature number 4. It needs to be globally unlocked or GSM unlocked to work across all the major carriers. Because I understand the appeal of getting a carrier locked device, because you're getting it on subsidy at a really good deal, or you're making some really good monthly payments on it. But let's be honest here, people. Those carrier subsidies or payment programs, um, they're pretty much just a trap. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. They're pretty much just a trap. All the carrier wants you to do is get your device, whatever device you want, and then be stuck on that monthly payment program. And they also want you to be paying that absolute maximum amount you can for your services. And that's also why they try to bundle in a lot of other services. Like, you may see carriers like T-Mobile, they'll bundle in like Netflix or Hulu or some type of premium service along to go with their service. And what that does, although it adds a level of convenience, it raises the overall cost of your overall service. Because then, not only are you paying a monthly fee for your device, but you're also paying a monthly fee for the service that comes along with that device, and you're paying a monthly fee that goes along with the perks that they added. So that Netflix subscription or that Hulu subscription or that Spotify subscription, all of that gets added to your monthly service bill. So that's why we have people out there paying like $200, $300, $400 for a bunch of devices with their carrier, and they're thinking, man, why is my bill so high? That's because you may have like 2 or 3 devices on there, but then you have services spread across all those devices that you have to pay for, and all of that gets added into your bill. All right? So I don't really recommend that you go with a carrier payment program or something like that, because sure, it's convenient, but it's locking you down and it's dialing up your monthly costs. This is another reason why I recommend globally unlocked devices, and I tend to recommend services that have flat outright costs with taxes included. Prime example, I did my review of TextNow Mobile, and that price that you pay when you work with TextNow, that's a flat price, okay? That price does not change. You have your 3 or 4 tiers of service, and that's a flat price including the taxes. Okay? Now I'm still doing a follow-up video on FreeUp Mobile, because I do notice that they have some additional taxes on the back end, and the prices do tend to go up a little bit once you have actual data service. And I'm actually using my FreeUp Mobile SIM right now in my S7 Active. Actually, I'm swapping this free mobile SIM between the S7 Active here and the S6 Active. Okay? So there is a follow-up video on that service coming, but I tend to recommend services that have flat out pricing with all the taxes included. That's another reason why I tend to push, if you need to get a device and you don't have the money to get it outright right now, but you still want a device, I tend to push a lot of Amazon Prime products that you can pay a set fee for a set amount of time, and then the device is yours. And the beautiful thing about Amazon Prime products is that that fee that you're going to be paying is only for 5 months, okay? At which point the device is yours, okay? And I prefer to do that over than get a device from a carrier, because the carrier breakdown for these devices, it stretches anywhere ranging from 15 to 36 months. Okay? Sure, those monthly payments look good, but after you've been paying for something for like a year, 2 years, and you still ain't paid it off yet, and you ready to jump to something else, well, you're gonna wish you wasn't locked down like that, right? And also, to go along with that, a lot of the devices that I recommend through Amazon, they're covered with the manufacturer warranty and Amazon warranty. A lot of the devices that you may pick up from your carrier, they're covered with carrier warranty and manufacturer warranty, but you're actually paying extra for that, okay? And you still may not get the service you want. Let's say you have a damaged device, you still may not get the service that you want based on whether or not they deem the device damaged to be at your fault or not. Okay? So, that's the next thing that goes along with why I prefer globally unlocked devices, and that's why that's that next feature that I need my devices to have. Alright? So, yeah. Other than that, the only other feature that I would need, or that I consider a must-have, is a lot of my devices, I would want them to have a 5.5-inch display or better. Now, I don't really much care for resolutions, as long as the display is a good, high-quality panel. Then I don't have a problem with whatever resolution it is. It could be 2K, it could be 1080p, it could be 720p. I don't really care about the resolution. As long as it's a good panel, we are in business. So let me show y'all some of these panels here. So I have a few of these devices turned on. Let me show y'all some of these panels. This right here, now I apologize, my lighting ain't the best. This is a really good panel to me, okay? So that's the S8. But also, this is a decent panel to me. This is the um, this is the Moto G7. Okay, also decent panel. All right, and also to go along with that, there's some more panels on the table. Now, a lot of these devices are powered off, and I don't want to have to go through the time of turning them on, but I've pretty much tried out every panel there is on the market, just about. Not including the actual 4K panels from companies like Sony that actually make devices with 4K panels. So I tested out a bunch of 2K panels, a bunch of 720p panels, a bunch of 1080p panels, and honestly, y'all, and I did all this testing way before I decided to get into YouTube, because I've always been a tech enthusiast or tech junkie, you might say. But it's only when I started to do my content creation and build up my YouTube channel when I really started to take notice of, okay, you really need some quality display. So that's the next feature that I would need my device to have. It needs to be at least a 5.5 inch display, and it just needs to have a quality panel. I don't care what the resolution is. Okay? Other than that, I don't really need Samsung Pay or NFC or things of that nature, because as long as I have a data connection, I can get done what I need to get done regardless of the device. Now, a lot of my friends, a lot of my family, they actually use that. And just for reference here, guys, I come from a very big family. There's at least 20 of us, okay? And thinking about it in terms of device and platform usage, that family, 20 plus individuals, is pretty much heavily split between Samsung devices and iOS devices. So I have a core part of my family that uses just Samsung devices, and then I have another set of my family that uses iOS devices, so iPhone 6s, iPhone 6s's. Actually, I think they just upgraded to the iPhone 10. So they just recently upgraded to the iPhone 10. So I'm actually in the market to get an iPhone now because I field a bunch of those questions. And one of the worst things that I hate to say is I don't know, or I need to do some extensive research. Whereas the funny thing is they might come to me with a question and I can show them how to do it on Android in like 30 seconds to a minute. But then I realize, oh, they're on iOS. And although the steps may be the same, it looks a little bit different. So when I'm trying to help them, they kind of get confused. And then I get confused. And then we get on a video call. And I'm like, well, show it to me. And it takes a lot longer than it needs to. So I'm going to be in the market for a pretty good iOS device soon, because I want to be able to help people. And that's one of the things. A big gripe that I've always had with myself, and we're going to get a little bit personal here, so you're going to have to forgive me. As I said before in a lot of my other videos, I am a disabled individual, right? And so growing up, for me, the main thing that I try to make sure never happened growing up is that I never became a hindrance to anybody, because I hate that. Even though a lot of people say, or my friends and family say, you can never be a hindrance or anything like that. Well, when you're disabled and there's only so much you can do, try as people might to reassure you, it will happen. So a big reason why I got into mobile technology to begin with is because this supplements a lot of these devices on the table, supplement some of the things that I can't do physically. And I'm sure a lot of my friends will attest to this down below in the comments. Maybe they don't watch my videos that much. But my family and friends, they notoriously get upset with me because a lot of my text messages and what have you are not accurate. And that is because I'm a meticulously slow typer and or texter, so I try to use voice dictation wherever possible. And voice dictation, even though it's getting good, it's not as good as it can be. So that actually leads us into the next feature that I need on my device, and it needs to have some quality microphones, primarily for phone calls and said forementioned voice dictation. Alright? So, I think we're on feature 5 or 6. So, yeah. Now, the next feature, and this is a big one, and it also plays into helping get around some of my physical disabilities, and that is the waterproofing and the wireless charging. Okay? Because y'all don't know, I've said it before on a lot of my other videos, I am an extremely clumsy individual, and y'all don't know how many times that that clumsiness tends to be exemplified or made more around water. So having that IP rating or water resistance rating, please make sure y'all read and understand these resistance ratings. It's resistance, not proof. Okay, IP68 means it's water resistant down to 1 meter or about 3 feet for 30 minutes. That means that if you do drop your device in the toilet, if you do drop your device in the shower, if you do drop your device in the pool, as long as you get it out as fast as possible, it should be okay. But you don't want it to stay in there longer than 30 minutes. And also, to go along with that, unless they give you that higher rating that specifies how they actually tested it, a lot of the IP rating certifications tend to go with fresh water. So not salt water that you may find at the beach, okay? Not chlorinated water that might be in your swimming pool, which has a whole bunch of other chemicals to it, but fresh water, tap water that comes out of the pipe. If you have city water, tap water that comes out of the pipe. Or if you swim in a local lake, that's like fresh water. Okay? Fresh water is drastically different from chlorinated water and or well water and things of that nature and or salt water. So that's one thing that you need to keep in mind. But that's one of those features that I would rather have, even though I don't use it, because a lot of my devices, I tend to keep them as far away from water as possible, but it's good to have and not need than need and not have, okay? And the next feature, wireless charging. Whew. Oh man, I could tell y'all some horror stories, man, about charging incidents that I've had, or coming in late at night after a long day while I was at school and I needed to plug my device in or something of that nature, and I completely mess up the device because I'm tired and I can't see and I just want to lay down, but I need to have my device charged for the next day. And that's where I realized some of the benefits of wireless charging, because it's pretty much extremely set it and forget it type style. So that's why wireless charging is a must have feature for me. That's like feature number 7 or 8, because I literally, these are set up all around my room, guys. They're even set up all around the house. And I set them up once, and that's it. And then whenever I need to use them, it's just as simple as making sure I have a compatible device and then just dropping it on and letting it charge. Y'all don't know how much of a godsend that is for me, being someone with physical disabilities, not to have to fight with cables. Alright? Now, I know a lot of people say they may not need that, and that's good for y'all, but at least for me, I need that. Even if I don't charge my devices wirelessly at their fastest rate, just the comfort that I get from knowing that I didn't have to fight with any cables today, and I could turn on slow wireless charging and drop my device on any one of my wireless charging stands and wake up in the morning get ready to go and my device is fully charged, or my devices are fully charged, because my daily runners right now all have wireless charging. So just that fact of being able to throw my devices on the wireless charger and being able to know that when I wake up in the morning that they're fully charged and I'm ready to go, that's why wireless charging is a must-have feature for me. Now, it hasn't fully taken over because the battery capacity on a lot of these devices with wireless charging, it's not quite there to get you through a full heavy day of usage on a single charge. So that means that I have to walk around with cables and power banks, and also that means that I have to walk around with pants with a bunch of pockets. And I'm sure my family can attest to this again, because they've seen some of my wardrobe and they ask me on multiple occasions, why do I have clothing with so much pockets? Well, I'm a very utilitarian type of person, so everything that I have has to serve a specific purpose and or function. So pretty much when I discovered the invention called pockets, I was sold. So a lot of my favorite clothing has a bunch of pockets on it. All right? And you'd be surprised what I pull out of my pocket on a daily basis, and it completely blows people's minds. Like literally, I would just have a power bank chilling in my pocket, and or some camera lenses chilling in my pocket, or Bluetooth remote chilling in my pocket, unboxing knife chilling in the pocket, you know. So yeah, so, it's very strange, but yeah, it's one of my must-have features that doesn't necessarily have to do with tech. Need something with mad pockets, because I use my pockets every day. But yeah, so that pretty much goes over my main core set of features. Now, that being said, guys, those are all the features that I would consider must-haves, but I can do without them. I don't necessarily care about the charging implementations across the devices because I have a bunch of cables. Now, let me go to the second part of this question. Is it worth it, the amount that I paid for these devices? You know, can it be cheaper? And is it worth it, the amount that y'all paid for your devices? Well, I can't speak for y'all, but a large majority of these devices, I am glad that I got them the way I did, because full price, I would have never paid full price for these. So like the S8 full price, it's way too much money to me. The V30 full price when it came out, that's way too much money to me. And honestly, guys, I feel like for what people use their devices for on a daily basis, myself included, and I have a lot of data and people's feedback that substantiate this. A lot of people use their devices primarily for business purposes or just general usage and social media sharing and our surfing. Okay, so a lot of people, they tend to buy these expensive, extravagant devices, and they only use it for social media, and they may or may not snap the occasional picture, and they're good. Alright? So, this is kind of a thing where I would say, do I feel like y'all are paying too much? Yes. I would have to say yes, in my opinion. And that's why a lot of the content that I feature on the channel, I set specific spending criteria. Like y'all know the criteria. If y'all are subscribed to the channel, y'all know the criteria. At any given time, any product that I purchase cannot exceed $280. If it does, there are rare instances where it does, then it has to have a specific feature in it that justifies that purchase. Alright? But I just want to give my 2 cents, okay? Yes, I feel like a lot of these devices nowadays are really overpriced. Why are we paying $700, $800, $900, $1,000+ for devices that we're not gonna really take full advantage of? And for a third of that money, you can get devices that accomplish the same thing. So devices like the G7 or something like an older flagship like the S7 Active or the V30, and they pretty much do the same thing as your high priced $500, $700, $1,000+ flagship. So, do I think y'all are out there paying too much? Do I feel like I've paid too much for these devices? Well, yes. Because some of these devices I bought at full cost and they were quite expensive. And sure, some of these devices I made payments on, but the overall final cost was a bit expensive. Like the G6 that I had, that one was $600+ at the end of the day. This S8 here was $500+ at the end of the day. This was a little bit over $500+ at the end of the day. So have I paid a little bit too much for these devices? Yes, guys and gals. And are there devices out there that can accomplish all of my needs at a much cheaper price? Yes. And honestly, y'all, I feel like we need to all start taking a closer look at what these devices offer and if they're really worth the money that we're paying for them. Okay? Because these manufacturers are not going to change. The only way you're going to see change in anything is if you take the initiative and you speak on it. And one of the ways that we speak on things, at least when it comes to smart technology or just consumer products in general, we have to speak with our wallets and or our money. So if we make a concerted effort to say we're only going to spend this much or we're going to wait till the device that we want drops to a device that we can agree with, then that will force manufacturers to rethink their strategies, right? Then they'll have to offer some type of deals or they have to readjust the caps on some of their margins. And that will bring down an overall cost savings to us, the end consumer. So you won't see $1,000+ devices anymore. You won't see $700+ devices anymore. The most you'll probably see is a $500+ device. Alright? Everybody will be forced to play in kind of that budget, mid-range, high mid-range segment, which is more affordable for us, the end consumer. But we have to start talking with our wallets and or our money. If we don't, then you're going to continue to see a very scary trend that's emerging across the product industry in general, where we're starting to see 1,000+ devices, 2,000+ devices, and they're not really offering much. Sure, they look good, and if you're picking up a device because you want it to be a status symbol, then yeah, it looks good. But does it do anything different than the devices that you had before? In most cases, no. Are the cameras any better than a device that you may previously have had before? In most cases, no. So we have to really take a stand here and, draw a clear line in the sand and let these manufacturers know what we'll be willing to spend and what we won't be willing to spend. Okay? So yeah, I'm sorry, this video ran a little bit over, but this was a topic that was really weighing on my mind, and after getting such good feedback as the way I've done, I figured, yeah, let's go ahead and make this video. So, just for reference, y'all, a lot of my friends and a lot of my family, they work in multiple different industries around the world, right? I am friends and family with a bunch of business owners or people that work in specific industries. So, like teachers, mechanics, IP technicians, things of that nature, okay? Uh, retired people from different walks of working fields like police industry, security, things of that nature. So for me to pose this question all across social media and get the amount of feedback that I did, that was actually very surprising to me, and I'm very happy that you guys and gals did it. And I hope for my followers and subscribers that y'all do indeed find this video helpful, as with some of my other videos. Okay? And I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys and gals did enjoy this video, as always, y'all know what to do. Please help your boy out and give the video a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. If you want to see more content like this, as always, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below and click off the notification bell icon right next to it so you guys and gals get notified when I publish new videos. Okay? This whole video here today was recorded in the 1:1 aspect ratio with the Samsung Galaxy M20. Okay? So let me know what y'all think of the overall video quality down below in the comments. And you know what? This is going to be our first official direct upload to YouTube in a while. So shout out to Jay Will and the direct upload challenge. I'm just going to finish this, push stop, and send it directly up to YouTube. Add in the title after the fact, and we're good. So y'all not going to see any music on this one. Y'all not going to see any nice transitions and titles, all that good stuff that you guys and gals are probably used to. This bad boy is going straight up to YouTube. And, let me know how y'all feel about this question. Also, feel free to answer the main question down below in the comments. And let's talk down below in the comments and have a nice, respectful discussion down there. I'll meet you guys and gals down there. I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll catch you guys and gals on my next video, or in my next video. I'm never really quite sure how to say that. Peace, everyone.